I have never lost so much money before in my life. Next week is going to be a crucial time to decide what's going to happen to my small account. Am I going to be able to make this 50% return by the end of this year or not? I think that's going to be determined next week. Are we going to see a turnaround in the S&P 500? Are we going to see a positive earnings call in Tesla? Or is it all going to continue crashing? The only way we can tell is with time. Let's take a look at my small account and the damage done today. Again, we have another day where I'm down over $1,000. We're looking at $1,342. My net liquidation right now is $10,777. Now, that's pretty much all of the money that I made whenever I was flipping furniture to save up enough money to trade. So I am really at a crucial point right now in how my small account is going to be successful in the long term. So we can see here with the E-mini S&P 500, we're at $5,000, down $668. Copper position continues to go up. I adjusted the position. We'll take a look at that. And then Tesla continues to go down. It didn't go down as much as the other chip stocks today. So we'll take a look at that as well. So we can see here last night I adjusted my copper position. It was at $3.96. I moved the put up to $4.11 and I collected around $312.50 in premium. So it does look like I'm in the red, and I am, but I've got $312 in credit that's stored just in case the current price goes above my call position. So I also sold some calls here because the market continued to go down. I closed a call position as well. So that's kind of what I'm doing, is short-term calls as the market's going down, trying to collect as much premium as I can to try to offset some of these losses. But my losses are way more than what I'm collecting in premium right now, and that's my downfall. I went ahead and closed 2 of my 30-20-10 put spreads that were expiring next week. So I decided to just go ahead and take the loss, close the position, give myself some space on Monday and Tuesday's expiration. So what I'm hoping will happen next week is that we see some relief from this downward trending price action, and that we'll start seeing a push up. Now, really what I need is a miracle for me to not lose any money here, but to at least to get a push up back in the money, where I'm back out of the money, and I'm able to close some of these positions and be able to retain some of this money that I'm losing right now. So we can see here I'm at 5 days to expiration. Of course, that's going to reduce to even less days on Monday, but we can see every single day it's in the money, and I'm down $300 to $400 on each position for each day. So I have the potential to lose roughly $4,800 here on these positions that I have. And again, I've got some short-term calls that I'm playing right now, and I am making some premium on that, but not much. There really isn't a good game plan with these puts right now. I'm not able to roll these and make enough premium without having to increase my risk or my buying power of some kind. So really, I am stuck, and I'm at the mercy of the stock price going up within a certain time frame. So with some of these, I've got time, right? I've got 19 days, 18 days, 17 days. But these shorter term ones, they're going to be in trouble. And whenever I win, it's not going to be making enough money to cover the losses on these. And looking at this event that took place, this is not a good way to hedge risk when we have a downturn like this. So overall, my thoughts on the 30-20-10 strategy is that it's a failure. And it's because the risk of these big moves going down. Now, everybody, I'm sure, most people are losing money right now, but this position causes a major loss when it could have been avoided, I believe. And especially with doing a new strategy, start small. You know, that's a learning lesson for me as well. I didn't have to fill up the entire chain. If I wanted to test it out, I could do, one $10 put spread and watch it go all the way from 30 days to 1 day. I didn't want to wait that long. I wanted to try it out, and I was confident in the markets. And then we have a downturn like this. As soon as I am about to collect some premium, the market turns, and that's just the way it goes. We don't control the price. We can only respond to it and try to manage. And this is not a very good way to manage. So right now, this is full damage control. I am expecting to lose on all of these positions, and I'm accepting of that. The goal here, though, is to not. So if there's some way that I can get around that, that's great. But right now, the only thing that I can do is try to offset these losses by selling calls and try to mitigate some of these losses in that way. So looking at the SPX, we can see that we're pushing down. We have a nice resistance level here. And so, I mean, it could, and I believe that it's due for a pullback here to the upside. It needs some relief on the moving averages. The ADMA is looking straight down. I think there's going to be some time here for some consolidation. There's a lot going on in the world right now and in our markets, but I think that it's time for it to settle. There's no indication of that. You know, there's no sign of any stopping or slowing down right now. We do see a little bit of wicking action going on right here, but that's not very convincing. So we could continue to see red days here. There's nothing that says that we can't have more red days ahead of us, but we'll see what next week holds. The only thing that we can see based on these is that we're continuing to sell off. There is no basing. It is just straight down. So my hope here is that we're going to distance ourselves enough from these slower moving averages and that we're going to eventually need to curl back up here. So we'll just see what happens. I'm not very confident in that. That's just a hope that I've got, but that's not what the data is telling us on the chart. So again, we can see here with copper strength overall, it is pushing up, and I would expect to see a pullback of some kind because we do have some separation here between the ADMA and the current price. I think we'll eventually start seeing some downward motion here. I'm not saying this is the top. I'm just saying that we're due. We have some extension here and that we are due for some consolidation again. So we will just have to see what happens next week. So Tesla continues to go down. We're not seeing any signs of letting up here, but there are a couple things that Tesla has going for it. And that is there is a major support line here. This is a trend line, but there are two data points from the very beginning when Tesla first started taking off all the way till now. And we have earnings coming up. So with these two things in mind, if we have a positive catalyst at earnings, we could see it bounce off of this and jump up. So there are no promises here, but we can see right here that we are very close to touching this bottom end of the bull flag. So to me, it looks like we are due for a turnaround here on Tesla, and earnings just so happens to be coming up. So to me, things are looking good for the catalyst coming up. It's what I need for the Tesla stock. And hey, if the overall market starts to turn around and then we have earnings coming out, that's going to be a good outlook for Tesla. And I'm in the same boat with Tesla. My put spreads are not rollable. They are rolling for a debit, and I'm chasing credit. So I'm really stuck in my positions right now unless the price decides to come up. So it's a double whammy between my put spreads in Tesla and my 30-20-10 strategy, and having to just wait and hope the price comes up. There's going to be many learning lessons for me throughout this process in managing these trades to stay profitable. And of course, the market's going to go up and down. That's normal, right? We're going to have crashes and things like that. But the most important thing is that even if you lose money, that you're managing risk. And I don't believe I'm doing a good job here. I believe that I had too much of my money in the stock market or in the market in general, doing these put spreads or undefined risk trades, and I got bit. Taking the time here to look at what went wrong and managing my risk here is going to be critical in continuing to make money and be successful in the long run. And hey, I'm a new options trader. If you want to join me on my 50% return by the end of this year, it's probably not going to happen at this rate unless the market just does something crazy and goes totally bullish. But if you want to follow me on that journey, hit the subscribe button, and the things that I learn along the way might be worth something to you. If this video was a help to you, hit the like button, and we will see you on the next video.